What is the Igbo-Must-Go political debate all about? So what are the different sides to the trending arguments? Also, what are the possible root causes of the persistent agitation that the Igbo must go? Welcome to Politics and Powerplay. In this video, we attempt a review of trending political commentary on the hashtag Igbo-Must-Go, which resurfaced in August 2024 as an offshoot of the Endbadgovernance protest, showing you the different dimensions to the genesis of the recurring political debate about whether or not the Igbos should continue to exist as a political unit of the Nigerian state. Known across the world for their astuteness in business, commerce, industry, and innovation, the Igbos are an ethnic group that occupy the southeastern, parts of the south-south, and parts of the middle belt geopolitical zones of Nigeria, and have continued to play a key role in the nation's economic growth, doing business across all sectors and in every state. Arguments that the Igbos are being treated with hatred have repeatedly met with counter-arguments from various ethnic groups in Nigeria, especially the Yorubas and the Hausa Fulani. However, by continually pointing to various experiences such as the Ekumeku War of resistance against the British rule, the Aba women riots of 1929, the Biafran Nigeria War of 1967, and many more similar related conflicts drawn from their rich but turbulent political history, it becomes difficult for her detractors or any independent observer to counter their claim. But what are the origins of the recurring Igbo-Must-Go political agitations? First, it has been researched that there are both pre- and post-independence possible causes of the Igbophobia problem, and so building on this background and looking through the archives of political history, we bring into this political commentary a few possible causes of the political animosity and anti-ethnic hostility against the Igbos. Before independence, the newly introduced indirect rule after the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorates in 1914 was not a good fit for a society with not only a highly decentralized power structure and that never gave much power to its leaders, but rather encouraged economic independence and freedom of speech among her members. It was therefore unsurprising that the Igbos were not one of the few ethnic groups in Nigeria that won the friendship of the colonialists. The outcome of such a frosty relationship would eventually manifest itself in political conflicts like the Enugu massacre of November 18, 1949, the Jos riots of 1945, and more, with several historical sources alleging that both events were partly influenced by the British perception of the Igbos, who saw them as difficult to control. After independence, the January 15, 1966 coup, led predominantly by officers of Igbo extraction and leading to the killing of key political leaders and military officers of Western and Northern Nigeria, was another event that raised the suspicious eyebrow of other ethnic groups, especially the Hausa Fulanis, against the Igbo, as it was presumed that the exclusion of politicians like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Michael Okpara, and the ascension to power by Major General Aguiyi Ironsi, all of whom were of Igbo origin, was a deliberate and calculated plan by the coup plotters. Although Major Adewale Ademoyega, one of the 5 majors among the coup plotters, who is of Yoruba origin, would come up 15 years after the event to debunk the notion that the coup was an Igbo conspiracy. Yet the once nursed bias against the Igbos seemed to persist and would again manifest itself in the harshness and cruelty with which the agitations of a Biafran state was visited in 1967. This makes independent observers to continue to wonder if there are other possible reasons for the persistent political agitations that the Igbos must go. Nevertheless, it remains unclear whether these agitations are a result of the handed down perception by colonial masters or a misconception of the actual intentions of the January 1966 coup plotters, considering that such agitations have continued to persist several decades after the departure of the colonial masters and the event of the 1966 military coup, with recent political agitations that the Igbo must go further contributing to this uncertainty.
In Igbo land,
Considering a few cases in point, in 2015, it is reported that Ohaneze Indigbo complained that the Oba of Lagos, Rilwan Akiolu, had issued a threat to the Igbos living in Lagos State to either vote for the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, or else they will die in the lagoon. In June 2017, the Coalition of Northern Youths issued a quit notice in the form of a 3-month ultimatum directing all Igbos residing in the north to leave the region. Also, in October 2023, the Northern Consensus Movement again issued a 14-day ultimatum to Igbo residents in the north to quit after Governor Alex Oti of Abia State converted Lopanta Cattle Market to a daily and non-residential market, with claims that the governor's decision was viewed as a quit notice to northerners. More recently, a tweet by an ex-account, Lagospedia, demanded the forced relocation of Igbo people from Lagos and other southwestern states within 1 month in the midst of the Endbadgovernance protest, a move which most independent observers have condemned, describing it as completely unrelated. Between these political agitations, we find the incessant burning of Igbo shops and property at the slightest unrelated crisis event, as was the case of the killing of Deborah, a Christian student of northern origin, at Shehu Shagari College of Education, Sokoto, immediately after which several Igbo shops and businesses were either looted, vandalized, or set ablaze. And as is the case with most tribal phobias, whether it is negrophobia, anti-Semitism, the xenophobia witnessed in South Africa by Nigerians in the diaspora in 2019, or even Islamophobia, economic and political conquest seem to be the main drivers behind the agitations, with one party either gaining expansion and the other afraid of losing control. At the heart of it all, therefore, is the quest for political and economic conquest. And truth be told, do the accusers of the Igbo not also aspire such a position in society? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the subscribe and notification button for more videos on politics and power play.